Alright, so that's what I ended up with. As you can see, it's still a bit messy, and I would spend a bit of time now making that shadow a bit nicer. And one thing I want to point out to you is how important it is to have a sharp pencil. You can see that I sharpen the pencil not with a pencil sharpener but with a knife, because it gives me an edge, a flat edge as well as a point, so that allows me to tone. Alright, I want to unpick how I built this drawing, because drawing is about building. So we're about building our drawing. And the first thing, of course, we're looking at is the negative shape. So I looked at the negative shape and I took some time drawing that, as you can see here. Now with that negative shape, I then did something that it's almost impossible to describe when you're drawing. And that's this idea of horizontal and vertical checks. So when I was looking at this mug, I could see a line coming down here. And I could compare that to that. And with my eye, I made a judgment of that distance to get that angle. So it's from there to there. That judgment, that balance, is pretty critical. And it's hard to teach if you don't try and experience what it's like to look at the shape first. So one of the things we are doing is we're combining our right and left hand side brain to try and get a drawing happening. And so how I'm doing that is I'm imagining, first of all, that line, but that also gives me this width. And I can put and imagine that width. And that width is 1, 2, 3, a proportion of 3 of the width of the mug. 1, 2, 3. Now I didn't do that with my pencil. I did it by eye, because I've judged enough to practice that. So I balanced my left and my right brain together. I balanced that. And I'm giving myself the opportunity to look at my left and right brain, let the right brain look at the shapes, and satisfy my left brain by doing proportion judgment. Now that proportion is critical. It's the same here, where I have the width of this area compared to the height. The width of this drawing compared to the height. Now, I was making that judgment by eye, but that's why artists use their thumb. Because you can see, if I have my arm outstretched, so my arm length can't move, then the distance from the tip of my thumb remains the same, so I can then start measuring proportions, which is one of the reasons why artists use their hand, or they use their pencil. So if you look here, I can stretch out my hand, and I can put the tip of the pencil on the top of that handle and the thumb at the bottom, and I can compare across proportions. Now I can't stress how important it is to be able to start making judgment of distances. And we do that by practice. Now the next stage, and a mug is not easy to draw really. Obviously using the technique of tone, and you could see when I was drawing that I was toning using what we call northeast rain. And you can lay down tone and then go over again. and go over again with firmer and firmer pressure. And I want you guys to be able to practice to do that. And then I put my pencil in a normal handwriting format rather than a drawing format. So this is handwriting, this is drawing. Why the two are different is that the drawing way gives us a beautiful arc ability. The handle for writing gives us more accuracy. So you can actually do the two together. And then you use the drawing side to give yourself the flat of the pencil as the mark maker instead of the